Hello, beautiful people. Today I wanted to share with you my decluttering video of my closet. This has been a long time coming. I'm past due with this. I typically do this at least 3 times a year, and I'm a little bit behind. But really what I wanted to do is kind of reorganize my closet. But before I do that, I wanted to kind of get rid of some things that I'm no longer wearing. I try to keep a very minimalistic wardrobe in terms of clothing. I don't really look for like a certain number of pieces to keep, but I do try to keep it very low. I'm not big on clothes, purses, shoes, yeah, maybe, but not really on clothes. So what I want to do is actually go through what I have, and I'm going to actually count to see how much I start with, and then I'm going to count to see how much I end up with. And you guys can see what I'm actually giving away and if it's actually making a difference. So just follow me and see what's happening, and I'll let you guys know how many I end up with. I had to show y'all this. This is actually my scrubs with my business logo on it. I forgot I even had those. It's been so long since I wore those, since people haven't really been going out. But I counted everything and I ended with 71 pieces. So that's how many pieces I started with, 71 pieces of clothes. Now that included everything that's hanging up, and it also included everything in the bottom drawer. The bottom drawer is what I use for like shorts and t-shirts and like things to wear around the house, kind of lounge things. I did not include anything like underwear or pajamas or anything like that, and you'll see why in a little bit. But so now what I'm doing is kind of like just refolding things, going through it to see if it's anything that I want to keep, anything I want to get rid of. And that's what I'm going to do. So step by step, you'll see me kind of get rid of some things, and then you'll start seeing the pile of clothes. So just kind of watch and see how much I get rid of, and tell me if you guys think that I actually did a good job. Now, guys, this is one thing that I've actually struggled with as I do the decluttering process. I've been decluttering for years now, and I think I've done pretty good to get as low as I am. I really don't own a whole lot of clothes, so I really come a long way. But what's difficult for me is sometimes I hold on to pieces even though I don't wear them much. I kind of feel like I might need it. And that's been my area of, weakness where I'll have like a shirt that I've worn a couple times and I like it, but I don't wear it often enough. I don't grab it. And that's like the shirt that you see kind of like with the leopard print that's sitting on my lap. I looked at it a few times because I really wanted to keep it because I kind of like it. But at the same time, I probably only wore it twice in the last several months. And so I'm like, I don't think I want to keep it. So at some point, I'm going to go through it again and then look at it and say, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and give it away. I'm not going to hold on to it. I've only worn it twice in a couple months. I'll let go of it. But I'm trying to get better with that because I'm trying to adapt the whole thought process where if I have to keep looking at it and think about it, I need to just get rid of it. Because if I really, really loved it, it would be an absolutely, I'm going to keep it. There's no doubt about it. But things that I'm on the fence about, I just need to get rid of it because I'm not using it that much. And that means I really don't need it. So that's where I am. And I'm kind of looking at that shirt right now. It's like, I like it. Wore it a few times, but I don't know. I'm looking now to see if it matches with anything. And I'm like, what do I normally wear this with? But it's been a while since I wore it. So you know what? I'm not going to keep it. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. There's no reason to hold on to it. Yep, that's it. So I do that, but that was a difficult decision. But I'm going to keep going through this process. Eventually, we're going to get to the point to where we can start counting to see how much I have left. But we have a ways to go, guys, because I haven't even gotten to my other two drawers, and I still have to do my shoes. The shoes, that is a very difficult process. So y'all will see what I mean when I get to it. Just stay tuned. Now, guys, this right here is my drawer that I use for like all of my socks, my pajamas, things that I sleep in, stuff like that. This one was really easy for me to do because I haven't cleaned this one out in a while. I actually don't sleep in pajamas, so I really don't need pajamas. All of these like really fuzzy socks that I have, I just like to have a pair of fuzzy socks, but really I never wear them. And the only time I would wear that is like wintertime when it's really, really cold. So I'm like, I don't think I want to keep those, but it's kind of cute to have one pair of fuzzy socks. So this is where I have like the question mark again. Should I hold on to it? You never know. But I ended up getting away, I guess, most of the little fuzzy socks. But the shirts, I mean, Really, I sleep in t-shirts. That's pretty much it. A tank top, t-shirt, and I don't really sleep in pajamas, so I don't need pajamas. So most of this stuff I got rid of. A lot of that stuff I didn't need to keep. It was in there for a while, and so I'm like, yep, I'm not using it. It's taking up space. There's no point in holding on to it. I think a lot of times we hold on to clothes because we're thinking we might need it one day, or I might decide that I want to sleep in that. I typically get hot when I'm sleeping, so I don't like clothes on when I'm sleeping. So there's no point in me buying pajamas. I just sleep in a tank top and panties and I'm good. Calvin doesn't complain. I think that's okay. So I don't need pajamas. So I'm getting rid of all of this stuff. So I'm going to go through this drawer and then I'll move on to the next drawer and then you'll see kind of like what I'm getting rid of there. And then the shoes, that's like, oh goodness, it's so painful. I think I've done a really good job. I'm going to tell you guys, I actually started with maybe 56 pair of shoes when I first started doing my minimalism journey. And that's really not a lot of shoes. I know people who have way more than 56. I started with 56 and then I went from 56 to 42. I went from 42 to 35 and then from 35 to 20. And now I have about 15 pair of shoes. That's all the shoes that I own, just 15 pair. That's not a lot of shoes, guys. But the crazy thing is, even with just 15 pair of shoes, I do not wear all 15 pair of shoes. I really don't. I probably wear the same 5 pair of shoes. I mean, it's just what I gravitate towards. It's what I'm comfortable with. You know, some of the shoes are only going to be kind of like winter shoes. So yeah, you'll see when I get to that. That's just, I don't need as many as I have. The 15, I really don't. But that's what I'm trying to stick with. Eventually, I might try to go down to 10, but that might be pushing it. You know, I don't know. We'll have to see. But we're going to finish with this drawer first. So I'm curious to know, how often do you guys declutter, or do you declutter at all? Maybe it's something you haven't even started doing yet and it's something that you just want to start doing to try to, you know, I don't know, make sure that you're not accumulating too much stuff, make sure that it's not causing you mental clutter. I know for me, the more things I tend to hold on to, the more stressful it tends to be. I mean, if you think about it, it's more things you have to manage, right? The more things you have in your house, the more things you need to take care of, the more things you need to clean. It's just like the more bathrooms you have, the more bathrooms you need to clean. The more clothes you have, the more clothes you need to wash or take to the cleaners or manage. And for me, I guess I just have a lot more peace when I come into my closet and it's not as many things that I can choose from that's going to make me take forever to get ready. If I know that I only have a few items, it's easy for me to come in and get ready because it's not like I have to sit there and think about what I'm going to wear because I have like 100 pieces of clothing. That's like I don't need that. So just for me, I'd rather have less clothes. And it's just less stressful for me. Now, I don't know if you guys kind of feel the same way, but that's what I think about when I decide to declutter. I mean, honestly, I change my style of clothes so often, certain things I like at certain times. So I don't try to hold on to a lot of clothes. I really don't. It's not something that's important to me. There are other things that I pay attention to that's important to me, but holding on to clothes is not it. And so now I'm going to actually go through all of the stuff that was on the hangers, and we'll see how many hangers I get rid of. I definitely know there's some things I've been planning on getting rid of. I just didn't know exactly when I was going to do that. And so I felt like this was a perfect time to go ahead and clean out everything, springtime, get rid of some stuff that I'm not using. So that's what I'm doing now. And I kind of gauge it by how many hangers I end up with. That makes me feel like I'm really successful if I have a whole lot of hangers left and I'm like, oh, wow, that's good. But you have to also make sure that you're not at the same time going out and buying more clothes to fill up those hangers. That's not the purpose of this. This is just about decluttering, getting rid of things that you've accumulated that you're not using. And really, my thought process is this: if I pick up something that I know does not fit my body well, or I know that I don't love the color on me, or I know that when I look at it, it's not something that's exciting to me, that I get happy to see myself in, then I really don't need it. It's just sitting there just to have a certain color. It's like I had a few pair of jeans and I had like a dark blue, a light blue. And to be honest with you, I'm not a blue person. I don't really like the color blue. I like light blue jeans, but I don't like dark blue jeans. So why do I have a pair of dark blue jeans? It's kind of like not a necessity, right? It's not something I'm going to wear. It's not something I even like. I don't think it flatters me. So why am I holding on to it? I much rather get rid of it and let somebody else get some use out of it. So that's my thought process. But it looks like I'm getting there. I've given away a few pieces so far. So we have our pile, and that's going to be our giveaway pile. We'll see how much we end up with. We didn't really take a whole lot out of the drawers, but we'll see if we take a whole lot out of the clothes that's hanging. I do know that there's a coat that I eventually want to get rid of. And that's up at the top. I'm going to get rid of that coat. And I just bought that actually not long ago. This past winter, I bought it because it was orange. My favorite color is orange. I love orange. But now when I look at the coat, I'm like, oh, but that's not the color orange I like. I like more of a rust kind of orange, like a burnt orange. This is like a very loud orange. So when I bought it, I liked it. I thought it was cute, but then I realized, this is not doing it for me anymore. So I'm going to get rid of that coat, but we're going to go through this process and see how much we get rid of, see how many hangers we have left, and then we'll get on to the shoes. Okay, now this particular jacket here, guys, I actually got this from J. Crew not long ago, and it's really like a blazer, but it's like a sweater blazer. And I have two like that. I have a black one and I have a khaki one. And the crazy thing is, when I bought these, I absolutely loved them. I thought they looked really nice on me. And I wore them a few times, and then all of a sudden I stopped liking them. And I'm wondering why that is. And I started thinking to myself, sometimes when I look at my clothes and the small amount of clothes that I have, I think to myself, oh, I wear professional clothes mostly every day and I need more clothes. I don't think I have enough. And so I find myself looking for other clothes to buy, thinking I need more clothes because I don't have enough, because I'm just rotating the clothes that I have. And so I find myself buying things that I really don't like, but I'm convincing myself I like it just because I want to keep it or because I want to get something to add to my wardrobe. But again, it goes back to what I was saying, that it's not a piece that I absolutely love. It's not something that I'm looking at and I'm like, this really looks good on me. I really like this. I just look at something and I think it's cute and I want to keep it. And so that's what I end up doing. And I regret it. And so a few months later, I'm giving things away. So I stopped doing that. So now I'm just kind of counting, and I end up literally with 40 pieces of clothes. So I made a big dent. I've gotten rid of a lot of clothes. Now I'm at 40. I'm excited because there's a pile of things that I got rid of that I didn't really think I was going to get rid of. So now I'm looking at my shoes. This was very easy for me. Those flats. Oh my God. I love leopard print. I really do. I like leopard print, pretty much everything. But I don't know why I bought those flats, because I don't wear flats. I literally don't own any flats that are not flip-flops or sandals. I just don't feel professional when I'm at work and I don't have on heels. That's just me. I like heels. I prefer heels. I honestly kind of feel like I look funny when I have on flats. And then I'm short, guys. I'm only 5'2". So, I kind of need that little boost in height. So it was easy that I knew I had to get rid of those flats. That was a easy choice for me to make. So that wasn't difficult. Now the problem is, when I took away the flats, I kind of had an uneven amount of shoes. So how am I going to organize this on my shelves to make it not look like there's a whole bunch of spaces? And I changed this a few times, guys, because I'm thinking the way that the shelves are, because they're like in a corner and an angle, it has that curve, kind of like boomerang thing on my shelves. I kind of feel like I have to have a pair of shoes in the center, kind of like facing when you come into the closet. Like right there, you can see where I'm missing that pair of shoes, where I feel like it needs to go in the center. So like my tall boots at the bottom, they're in the center. That's how I feel like the rest of the shoes on the shelves have to be stacked. But when there's an uneven amount, it doesn't look right, because you have 3 on some shelves, 4 on some shelves, 5 on another shelf. So I played with it a few times just to try to get it the way that I want it. But I don't know, guys. It's like, it makes you almost want to go buy another pair of shoes just to fix that. Because I don't like them when it's on in a corner like that, where you have 4, 2 on each side. I feel like it's off center. And so I just gravitate towards putting it back in the middle. That's just where I think it needs to go. It looks better in the middle like that. So I'll come up with something to where it actually looks really nice at the end, and I don't have to worry about, okay, it's an uneven amount. I figured it out. I was even able to organize my purses. That's another thing I'm doing in this video too, just kind of getting the whole space organized. I want to do kind of like a part 2 when I do the rest of my bathroom, because our closets are in our bathroom. And so since the closets are in the bathroom, it makes me now want to do a bathroom organization. So I'm going to do like the under sink cabinets, in addition to the drawers that we use for like makeup and toiletries and things like that. I'm going to organize that. And another thing is, we don't have storage in the bathroom to hold towels. Well, technically we do, because we put a cabinet on the bathroom wall. You'll see that when I do that video next. I'm going to do that probably soon. But right now we have the towels folded in our closet, and it looks cute on the shelves. It It's fine. It's functional. So that's how I use them. But I'm thinking about clearing up that space. I don't want to have the towels in a closet anymore. So now I'm trying to completely get rid of that. I don't want the towels in a closet. Now, the crazy thing is, it's not like I need the extra space in my closet because technically I already have a free shelf that's over the towels, and you'll see that in a minute. And I keep like the bags that some of my purses came in and things like that. So it's not like I really need the space. I just don't like it looking cluttered because now I'm starting to feel like if something is on every single shelf, it just looks too cluttered. And I'm trying to organize that to keep that from being cluttered like that. So right now I'm just trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do with the top shelf? Because I have blankets up there. I even decluttered my extra blankets and my extra pillowcases and things like that, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I accumulate pillowcases and I don't even have the sheets anymore. So I don't know why I still have pillowcases and don't have the sheets. So I'm getting rid of some of the pillowcases too. That's another thing I'm getting rid of. You'll see how that works out. So I've gotten rid of extra pillowcases, extra sheets. Now that I've done that, it has me kind of wanting to figure out how many bed sets I need to keep. I don't know about you guys, but I really only keep like 2 or 3 bed sets. I prefer to just keep 2. I mean, you can only have one on the bed at a time. So if one has to come off and you put another one on and you wash the other one. So I really want to get down to only keeping 2. So the blankets at the top are probably going to end up just being extra guest blankets, just because I have more than 2 and I don't need all the extra ones. So that's likely what I'm going to end up doing. I just don't like to have a whole bunch of extra stuff just accumulated around. So look at all the hangers that I have left. I did pretty good. I think that's a lot of clothes I took off hangers. So I kind of feel successful. I'm putting a few hangers back in there just because I know I have some dirty clothes that I need to wash. And there's a few pieces that I still need to hang up. So technically that's going to make me have more than 40 pieces of clothes. I'm just thinking about that now because I had some dirty clothes in there. So I'm going to end up with more than 40 pieces of clothes, but it's not going to be that many more. So now I'm looking at this, trying to see how I'm going to organize this. And I have this little blanket, but it's not really a blanket. It's kind of a shawl, and I use it like a scarf. And I think I wore this thing one time. And again, like I said, I like leopard print, cheetah print. I just like it. I like the colors in it. I like how it looks. And I didn't get rid of it because it just looked really good, but I never use it. Literally wore it one time, never use it. So I'm wondering, why do I have that just sitting on my shelf? It's almost like something that's on the shelf for decoration, but I don't need it. So now I'm trying to figure out, how am I going to organize my purses? I don't know, guys. This one was tough for me. I kind of feel like sometimes when I'm organizing new spaces, or I'm changing the way that it's been for so long, it doesn't look right to me no matter how I do it, because I'm so accustomed to it being a certain way. But then I think one of the things that's throwing this off was just having those towels there, which is why I said I want to go ahead and do a whole bathroom organization video. But I'm trying this scarf on because I'm like, how did I even wear this? It's so big. It's almost literally like the size of a throw blanket. So I don't even know how I wore it. So yeah, that's going to go. I'm not going to keep that, guys. So I'm almost done. Stay tuned. I'm almost finished. I want you to see like how I end this video and how things look. And you guys have to let me know if you like it at the end. Now, guys, as you can see, I've gone back into where I have my clothes hung up at, because there's a few things on there I'm just still not completely sure that I want to keep. And that's the stuff that I'm talking about when I said, you know what, if you have to think about it, just get rid of it. That's the best thing to do. So I call myself trying to do this color organization or have everything color coded. I saw some people said that that was more aesthetically pleasing to have things color coded, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't like it like that. And I'll tell you why I didn't like it like that. Because for me, I kind of like to have light clothes with light clothes. I don't want to have, okay, if I have a black dress and it's at the end and it's long, and then I have a green dress and it's in the middle and it's long, and in between I have shirts and they're short. I don't like how that looks. I'd rather have all my dresses together. So you have all the things that are long on the left side. Then I want all of my blazers together. Then I want all of my long sleeve shirts together. Then I want all of my short sleeve shirts together. And then I want all of my tank tops and camisoles that are hung up together. That's just how I prefer to do it. So I know another method that people use is, you know, one in, one out. And so that's a good way to stay decluttered as well. If you're going to buy some new items, you have to make a commitment to get rid of some old items. So whenever I buy something, I kind of try to get rid of something old to replace that. And that's just to help you not accumulate things so often. So I think that's a good practice to try to keep into place. I also keep a giveaway basket at my front door. We are constantly going to Goodwill. We're constantly giving things to friends and family, donating clothes, me, the girls, things that we no longer wear, things that they outgrow, stuff like that. So we're always giving things away. So I don't hold on to things that I don't need. So that's definitely a practice that I keep. And I love doing that. It makes me feel good to get rid of stuff. It makes me feel good to bless other people. And, someone else is going to get some use out of that. Most of the stuff that I get rid of, I don't sell it, guys. I just give it away. I'm really blessed, even though I know I don't have a whole lot of clothes. That's by choice. That's not because I can't buy more clothes. I choose not to have the clutter in my life. So it's a personal preference. I know it's not for everyone, but that's what I enjoy doing. So guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here and leave you guys with a few final shots. Thank you so much for hanging in. I know this was a little bit long. I ask that you click the like button if it gave you any content that you enjoyed seeing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and that way all of the videos that I put out, you'll be able to see them as soon as it happens. I don't want you to miss anything. I am planning on doing a bathroom organization video where I'm going to kind of redo some things in my bathroom and organize the cabinets and the drawers. And I'll show you all the makeup that I have, which is very, very minimal. So thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon in the very next video. Thanks.